platonic relationships in Romeo and Juliet. The definition of platonic relationships, according to Merriam-Webster, is 1. Love conceived by Plato as ascending from passion for the individual to contemplation of the universal and ideal. 2. A close relationship between two persons in which sexual desire is non-existent, or has been suppressed or sublimated.
So it's basically a non-romantic relationship.
Yeah.
It's like bestest as friends.
In the meantime, against thou shalt awake. Shall Romeo by my letters know our drift? And hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy awakening. And that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua.
Leave me, and do the thing I bid thee do. Have thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Get thee gone, and hire those horses. I'll be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary.
The first logo summary is about communication, and like you just saw, there was like not very good communication
Between the characters.
Yeah, between the characters, and for like any type of relationship to work, there has to be communication, and like you have to listen to each other, and also like help each other out.
Okay, so in my experience with not communicating with friends anymore, like I've made a lot of friends in the past, and we don't talk to each other anymore, so we've just grown apart, and we aren't really friends anymore.
And I've had friendships where like we've talked to each other, but like there's a lot of miscommunicating going on, like there is in Romeo and Juliet, so there's nobody really understands who's talking about what, and so like the friendship just drifts apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a friendship where we were communicating, I guess you could say, and it ended up in a fight because of a miscommunication of me being concerned about their well-being and them not understanding that it was just me being caring. So
Ask his name. If he be married, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, a Montague, the only son of your greatest enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate, too early seen unknown and known too late. Tremendous birth of my love it is to me. I must love a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learned, even now of when I danced withal.
For the second logo summary, it was about how to have successful friendships and how finding other people and other passions can make you grow apart. And that was shown in the last scene you saw, because Juliet started lying to the nurse because she met Romeo, and that caused that long friendship to break apart.
yeah. And I guess that could be said about modern relationships too, because there are times when you're like, yeah, no, I'm busy, I can't hang out with you, when in reality you have literally nothing
Better to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you miss out on an opportunity to get closer to someone, and it ends up in a disaster where you will probably end up doing something different, and then that person catches you in the act.
Cousin Romeo. Romeo!
He is wise. Not my life. I'm so
man, passion, lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme and I'll be satisfied. Cry but I, me, pronounce but love and dove. I'll conjure thee by Rosalind's bright eyes, that in the likeness thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
This cannot anger him. 'Twould anger him to raise a spirit in his mistress's circles.
Come, he hath hid himself among these trees, to be sorted with this humorous night, blind his love, and who best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Romeo, good night. Oh, to my truckle bed. This feel-good is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to speak to him. Hear that me means not to be found.
The third logo summary is mine, and it's the science behind platonic relationships. So, where a study done on elderly, where that the older you got, the less social you got, and the more your cognitive behavior went down. And when supported by spouses, their socialism went up by like 15%, and it's really cool. And saw in the last scene where Benvolio and Mercutio were socializing and making in fun of Romeo, which I guess it wasn't really a positive scene.
I mean, they're family, so they can kind of do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't, like, being, like, bullying me to him. They was just, like, mocking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was Mercutio's, so.
Yeah.
And you guys relate it to modern times.
Modern day life, well, a lot of people today don't like socializing. But, like, when they are socializing with other people, their, like, personality comes out, and you seem to,
colors.
yeah, and, like, when you're around people, you seem to be more outgoing than if you were to be by yourself.
Yeah, and I've always noticed that whenever I'm around friends, like, I'm always calm.
That's also part of the science.
Yeah.
Being around friends release endorphins, which really can relieve pain and help stress management, actually. And it's really cool
Yeah.
to learn the science behind just being around friends.
Yeah.
And
So,
Death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Here's to my love. O true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus, with kiss, I die.
what's here? A cup enclosed in my true love's hand? Poison? Drunk all, and saved none for me? Oh, happy dagger!